Did you have any sense of what it might be worth? Were you starting to kind of get a sense before HubSpot approached you and you're growing this thing? Are you starting to get benchmarks or any sort of comps on what you think it might be worth?
Yeah, I thought 2 to 5 revenue is about what there were. The problem was most of the time media companies buy media companies, and I hated that. I didn't want to sell it to that because I hated media companies. Like most of them I thought were poorly operated or had a certain bias or hired a certain person who I didn't want to be around, and were bad businesses whose stock I didn't want to own. And I always thought that like a WeWork or a LinkedIn or something like that should buy us. But I never thought anyone would be brave enough to do that. And I thought Salesforce maybe. I was like, Salesforce should buy us. And then HubSpot came hollered at me. And I was like, finally, you guys get it. This is exactly what we should do. And that was a very smart move on both of our parts, I think.
Got so many questions there. What was it about brands like LinkedIn or Salesforce that you like? What were you thinking? Because you're right. Mostly media deals are bought and sold between other media companies. Why did you think a brand would be better off owning the hustle?
Because I saw how bad these brands were at building audiences. They typically aren't good at that, and they're bad. And at a really big company of 3,000 to 5,000 people, it's like impossible or really hard to start a content play as the company's going. I also saw how much traffic we would drive certain products. And I'm like, if a WeWork owned the hustle, like they would sell so many desks or so much space, or like LinkedIn, I was like, I don't actually know what LinkedIn would sell, but like maybe executive recruiting, but like anything that had like a higher ticket item that was for professionals, I was like, they should just own us and they could just not buy ads anymore and a bunch of other places.